Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We are in the book of Genesis, chapter 24, verses 1 through 27. Now, Sarah, Isaac's mother, has died. Isaac is about 37 years old, and he's still not married, doesn't have any prospects. There's no kids, which is the whole promise, is that Isaac is supposed to have kids to continue the promise that was given to Abraham. And so Abraham, 137-year-old, who the Lord has blessed in every way, right? He says to his key servant, he says, I want you to put your hand under my thigh. Basically, put your hand on my groin. Yes, this is very weird. And why? Well, remember that Abraham is circumcised as a sign of the covenant. This is the way the covenant was signed between him and God. And it is a covenant that's in the flesh. And, where we might shake hands to complete a contract, yeah, this is a little weirder. So put your hand on my groin, because the contract is in Abraham's flesh. And the only two who are circumcised at this point are Abraham and Isaac, because everyone else is outside of the covenant, including this servant. And so that's why he says, put your hand here. And, the contract with God is that I will make descendants from your seed, from your sperm. And so he says to the servant, my son is not to have any of these Canaanite women as a wife, but you have to go to one of my flesh relatives. And he says to him twice, do not take my son back to where I came from, to my, unbelieving relatives, but you're still supposed to go there and get a wife for him. So the Lord said to me, Abraham says this to serve, the Lord said to me to take a wife from there. So I'm sending you. And the servant takes 10 camels filled with all kinds of his wealth. So basically a dowry on 10 camels, goes to Nahor, and he prays on the way, Lord, grant me success. And he has this very demanding dating list. Lord, just give me a woman who, when I ask for a drink of water, will not only satisfy my thirst, but then will offer to water the 10 camels. Now, this is crazy, because each camel, after a long journey, will drink upwards of 30 gallons. So if with 10 camels, you're talking about 300 heavy gallons of water. And, that's a pretty big ask. And before he can close his mouth, there's Rebekah. And he asks her, will you give me a drink of water? And sure enough, she says, yeah, I'll do that. And I'll water the 10 camels for you too. And she is described as the daughter of the son of Abraham's brother. So, and she's a beautiful virgin, we're told. And so he's hit pay dirt. This is exactly the woman that God has led him to meet. And the servant gazes in wonder. He can't believe that God has given him success. And so he's tossing her jewelry, again, whose daughter are you? He's finding this out. And bullseye, she's the right woman. And he prays, and blesses God that the God of Abraham has been faithful, that God's loving kindness and truth has guided him exactly to the woman that God wants him to find for Isaac. God is leading this covenant and making it happen. Hey, thanks, friends. If you like this, please share it with others. Subscribe. I'm on retreat this week, so I'll be, recording a number of videos here. Have a blessed day.